I'm just going to assume it's all working. Fantastic. So let's get started. First, I want to start with the disclaimer. Although I love technology and I use it everywhere in my life, it continues to make me look like a fool. So this is live. We are human. So I just ask for your patience and your grace, because if it will go wrong, if it can go wrong, it probably will go wrong. Let me see. My head's getting cut off. Thank you. Do you need to see the top of my head? Probably. Okay, so let's get started. Let me get on my screen. Okay, let's talk about what the most single important valuable asset in your life is when it comes to your business, and it's sales. Money is a tool. It is a tool that gives you freedom. It gives you choices. It gives you options. If you want to grow your business, you can. If you need to grow your team, you can. If you need to solve a problem, you can. So this sales series is focused on helping you accelerate your sales. That is 100% of what we're here for. When we start our business with these dreams, these aspirations of all the amazing things we're going to do, how we're going to change the world. And at some point, many of us feel like we are lost at night in a forest. We can see nothing. We have no idea what to do or where to go. For a brief moment, maybe we're lucky enough to get a flash of lightning, and all of a sudden, everything around us is illuminated. We can see what's in front of us. We can see what's behind us. We can see the path that we need to go. And there's a quote by B. Allen Wallace that says, "Life is like a flash of lightning in the dark at night. It is a brief time of tremendous potential." And sometimes that's how we feel in our business, especially when it comes to marketing and sales. And here are some of the challenges that some of us face. What can I do to get more visibility, more eyeballs on my products, my services, my website, or my business? What marketing strategy is right for me? How do I do this when I don't have a lot of time and I don't have a lot of money? How do I know what's working and what's not working, and where I should really focus my time? What do I do when my competition feels like it's so intense, it's closing in around me, and I feel like they're outperforming me every time I turn around? How can I attract my most profitable customers into my business? And what do I do if I'm really struggling to generate consistent leads and sales? And I think one of the most frustrating challenges of all is, what do I do if I've tried everything and it feels like nothing is working for me? Well, I just want to let you know, if any of those things feel true, then you are in the right place. And here's what we're going to cover. We're going to cover a proven sales belief that has made companies billions of dollars. We're going to apply a simple process how you can make this strategy work in your business. And we're going to give you time to work on your business today. Plus, we're going to go through a business success study of a business that shifted their focus, applied this one tip, and grew her business by 400% in less than 1 year. And my favorite thing of all is having templates. Templates, frameworks, checklists helps everything go faster. So we will have a sales template that will help you go faster. And this is what we typically share with our private clients. And at any time, the replay is available for later. The good thing about the internet, sometimes not, is that it's there forever. So you will be able to get to this and access it later. So if you want to share it with your team, if you have to run because you're starving, I get it. So why pay attention to me? I am the small business owner's secret weapon. I've been in technology and sales for 30 years. Marketing and strategy and sales focus has been where I've spent the last 16 years of my career. I'm a thought leader in emerging technology and marketing. And I've been a speaker on online sales and marketing for years. And I love it so much, I even wrote a book about it. So I wrote a book that helps businesses dominate online and voice search without wasting time or money. And I've been featured in many different media outlets. But enough about me. What's more important is if you apply this principle to your business, you can get more visibility. You can increase your sales. You can also generate more leads on a consistent and predictable basis. And if you're worried about it and you're like, oh my gosh, but I'm brand new, I don't have a list, I don't have a client base, I'm starting from scratch, that's fine. You can start from scratch too. You don't have to be established, whether you're B2B, whether you sell something that's consumer based, you can start from exactly where you are right now. And even if you're e-commerce, there's all these nuances and all these different niches that you could potentially be in your business, which is fine. And it works for everyone, regardless of your industry, regardless of how specialized you feel like your niche is. These techniques are proven time and time again to work. Okay, so housekeeping. I want you to, for a moment, take away any distractions. This is actually my desktop. So I am guilty of also being the person that has 1,000 tabs open, and I get it. But I want you to just honor this time to work on your business and turn off all distractions. No Facebook, no email, and flip your phone upside down. If you can't turn it on do not disturb mode, then at least turn it over so you don't see the screen. Marketing has one goal. Marketing should do one thing: to generate sales. As a part of that, you need leads. Sometimes social media leads to that, but oftentimes engagements, follows, likes, thumbs up, celebrate, all those things are great if they directly contribute to sales. But the main goal of marketing is to generate money. And here's the $1 billion secret. We're going to apply the Pareto principle, which many of you have heard of, to our business, specifically related to sales. 80% of effects happen to affect 20% of the causes. So we've all heard about this. And the Pareto principle has been applied to many different things, but we are going to specifically tie this to sales. And here's the thing: 80% of our revenue comes from 20% of our customers. I just want that to sink in. 80% of my revenue comes from 20% of my customers. And every industry has this 20% club. The 20% club are the people that are super passionate, super focused, hyper aware about your industry, your niche, your problem, your solution. And it applies everywhere. So here's an example. Vegas casinos would much rather cater to high rollers. They have high roller suites that have butlers, that have chefs, that have staff for the people that spend $100,000 a night. A majority of the hotel is filled with $99 a night rooms. But what they want to sell are the high rollers. Airlines, they would rather sell their $10,000 first class, premium class sleeping pods than 300 seats in the back of the plane for $300. Stadiums, you have a very small amount of box seats or club level seats that they would rather sell those all day long than sell $25 game tickets. And this is just to illustrate, this is the opera. There are only 8 box seats. All of these seats in the opera are kind of like fillers, like we have to have them. Okay, yay, great. But I would much rather have sold box seats. No matter the industry, no matter the demographic, there is always a next level of clients that will always pay more for your products. So let's break it down how you can level up your business. Just checking comments, making sure. If you apply this approach, and this is just one thing, Today, we are covering one thing that you can understand, that you can master, that you can take action on. But if you understand this will help you with long term, sustained sales success. And it is possible, no matter where you are in your business, no matter who you serve, no matter what problem you serve. The market exists for you with the Pareto principle as well. So let's talk about how to attract your most profitable customer. So, say you have a coffee shop and you sell coffee for $1. Super reasonable, good coffee, $1. If you have 10 customers, 8 of those customers will pay for $1. Your cup of coffee will be sold for $1 to 8 customers. But 2 of those 8 customers will spend $4 with you. They're still buying coffee. They just want a little extra love with their coffee, whether it's a cappuccino or it's a frappuccino light latte. I don't know, whatever they're called. They just want a little bit more love and attention, and they will pay for it. They see the value in it. It's important to them, and they have the money to spend. So it's not hard to sell them. Let's take that up a level. Say you have 20 people that come into your coffee shop. 16 customers will spend $1. 3 customers are going to spend $16. So they're going to want their little frou-frou foamy coffee, and then they might get a travel mug or something like a nice mug to put in their office. 1 customer out of 20 will spend $32. These are all people that want coffee, but some people value what you do or what you deliver just a little bit more than the others. But wait, there's more. This number continues to compound. So let's just take it up another level. Let's go to 100 customers. 80 of those 100 customers are going to buy your $1 cup of coffee. It's all good. They can buy the coffee. They may never return. No hard feelings. That's just how they buy. That's just what it matters, how it matters to them in their life. But 19 of those 100 customers are going to spend $64. But guess what? One person out of those 100 customers is more than happy to spend $256 in your coffee shop. One person, $256 versus $1. Still selling, still dealing with customers, but where are you focusing your time? Are you trying to serve 100% of everyone with the same value, the same quality, the same service? Or do you understand who your hyper-focused niche is? So here's my question to you. How hard do you want to work? You have an option. You can continue to serve 100% of everyone. This is not something we do wrong in our business. This is something that we think we're doing right. We go into business to help and to serve in many cases, but the goal at the end of the day is to make money. Many of us had dreams of providing for our parents, providing for our family, traveling the world, being able to take off in the middle of the day and go do whatever you want. You can still do that. But would you rather work hard to sell 80 people a $1 cup of coffee that may never return, that may not advocate for your brand, that may not refer people to your coffee shop? They got their coffee, check, life goes on. Or would you rather sell one person $256? Imagine if you have all of those people that are your customers are your hyper-focused, passionate about coffee people that have no problem buying your little cappuccino machine. How awesome would that be? And before you kind of freak out a little bit and you go into this place of fear and you're like, I cannot abandon 80% of my customers. I want you to know that there are enough of your 20% hyper focused sales customers, customers that you can sell to in your market. And if you sell to those, you can exponentially grow your business. This is so tough. I cannot see comments. I cannot see if people are happy, if they're sad, what's going on. So I hope this is making sense and you guys are getting value from this. So let's talk about how to apply the Pareto principle to your business. First, you want to understand the lifetime value of your customer. If you don't know this, that's fine. It's a new term that is important for you to understand. It's also referred to as LTV, lifetime value. Sometimes people say LVC, lifetime, one word, value of your customers. And let's look at if there's opportunities for untapped markets. Untapped markets to me are markets that may be underserved or undervalued or maybe not being marketed to. Oftentimes there are a lot of agencies and brands that for years would market to demographics from like 18 to 55. They figured you couldn't buy anything until you were 18 and we didn't want to market to you after you turn 55. There is a demographic in Apple that is, what is that? Sorry, I'm just looking at a comment. There's a demographic in Apple that is 0 to 2. They're not buying, their parents are buying. A baby can swipe before they can talk. Blows my mind. So Apple has a demographic 0 to 2. And regardless of who you market to or not, there is the biggest value discretionary income right now belongs to baby boomers, 65 and older. So, are there untapped markets in your industry that you just haven't sold to or you haven't thought about selling to? Can you offer new lines of business? Are you missing potential opportunities to maximize the revenue potential that you already have? Can you upsell to a higher level service or add more products? Can you downsell to people that yet can't afford you? Can you cross sell, partner with other organizations that have complementary products? Yes, yes, yes. In most cases, there's always opportunities for you to maximize the revenue that you have in your business. Now, I want you to also think about this is who will buy from you no matter what. Whenever you have a new product, whenever you have a new service, like they are your ride or die people. You know, you can go to them and they will be like, how much is it? What do you have? What's new? What can I buy? Think about the coffee lover. We've got this great new bean and it came in from there's always a story. Like it came in from the coffee fields of Nicaragua and blah, 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 blah. And they're like, oh, I want that. There's always people that are hyper focused and want to have that experience. Who will continue to renew time and time again? You know who they are. They're your people that you can count on. Who will advocate for your company? Who do you go to for referrals? Like, hey, I'm talking to this new client. They want to talk to a referral. You're awesome. Would you be a referral? You know who these people are. So now I just want to quickly share with you a client case study. And this was a person that had an incredible product and she was doing all the things. She was exhausted doing all the things. She had her website. She was blogging. She was doing SEO. She was doing social media everywhere. Like she was posting everywhere. She was doing interviews. She was pitching to press. She started her own podcast. She did ebooks. She wrote a book. She did handouts. Like she was marketing to everyone and she struggled for 5 years. The challenge is she was trying to serve everyone. So in 5 years of working her tail off, she generated 126 leads and sold nothing. Had plenty to sell, just didn't sell anything. And it was not because she wasn't trying. She was trying, almost to the point of exhaustion. Now, we got hyper focused on who her customer was. Before, she was trying to serve people that were sick. She helped them live a better life, advocate for their own health, and she was helping people that were either diagnosed with something chronic. They were basically fighting for their lives. They weren't in a mind space that they could take this on. Or she was working with caregivers. And I was a caregiver for my mom for 20 years. She got sick when I was in high school. By the time I graduated high school, she was on full-time disability. And I know how hard it is to be a caregiver, to try and care for the person you love and still be a good wife, a good partner, a good mom, a good parent, a good employee, a good boss. It's tough. It's really tough. And those people couldn't wrap their head around how they could do this and how they could incorporate one more thing in their life. It was too much. So it was hard to sell. She got clear on her market. We applied the Pareto principle and said, stop serving 100% of everyone. We have this passion that we want to provide value. We want to serve everyone, and we can, but not everyone is going to buy, and not everyone is going to help us grow our business. And we can't grow our business and grow our team and impact our communities if we don't make money in our business. So if you do these things and you apply these principles, then you can do so much more. We established her online credibility. We also stopped doing all the things just because other people can do them. Just because other people have done them doesn't mean we have to. So you have permission. You don't have to be on every social media network. You don't have to post unless it leads to sales conversations, leads, prospects, sales, projects. If it doesn't lead to that, then I need you to assess what you're doing to figure out where you should be spending your time. So we started figuring out, what do people want? What do they need? What would they pay to solve? And in 6 months, she got 185 leads effortlessly, like not doing all the things. And she did 21K in sales. Now, I know you're like, ooh, that might not sound like a lot to some of you that are $1 million companies. But if you think back to how hard it was to get the first sale and then get the next sale, her business is booming because she's solving a problem that people, for the right people that are in the right place. And the people that she helps right now are the people that something's not right. The doctors don't know. The doctors are like, this is your new normal. Get used to it. And they're not happy with that. They're like, I don't like the new normal. So they still have fight in them. They have the time, they have the money, and they want to solve this problem. And somebody said a quote that said, healthy people have 99 problems, sick people have one. So she helps the people that are just trying to figure out, like, this is not right. Something's off. Maybe the doctors can't figure it out. So it's my job now to figure it out for myself. That's getting super hyper focused on those people. Okay, so now this is the fun part. We are going to work on your business. And I want to just explain how to go through this. So we're saying we know that 80% of our revenue comes from 20% of our people. Great. Now what? So we're going to take you through a process that looks at an 80-20 matrix. And I'm missing something here. So this is looking at 3 types of businesses. And I have a startup, an individual and invisible text called startup. I have a mature business. I have a young business. And I want you to look at that and say, okay, these are the types of people I sell to. Are they easy to sell to? Is it a joy to work with them? Are they repeat buyers? Do they refer business? And can I count on them? And what's the customer lifetime value? If you don't know, no biggie. We can guess. You can find it out later, but we're just going to go through this the best we can. A mature business, when I work with them, this is a startup, easy to sell to, but none of this is checked. Uh-oh, a mature business, not so easy to sell to, kind of hard to work with, doesn't buy again, but weirdly, they refer business. So I'll give them that. A young business, easy to sell to, joy to work with, repeat buyer, and I can count on them. Sometimes customers don't refer business because we don't ask them. It should be something that they advocate for us, but if they've only bought one cup of coffee, they're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this is my favorite coffee shop. You have to check it out. So sometimes it's on us that we don't get referrals from our happy customers because we don't ask. But look at this. A startup spends 5K, mature business spends 5K, a young business, they spend 25K with us because we start them and then we take them on the next step, then we take them on the next step and we transform their business. So let's look at another example with another missing text. So we have working moms, and the invisible people are young professionals, and we have baby boomers. So working moms are super easy to sell to, super fun to work with. They always buy more. They refer business, and I know I can go to them. I can get feedback. I can count on them for trying new things. Young professionals, they're kind of hard to sell to. They're super high maintenance. They do buy multiple times though, and they do refer business. So they kind of have some of the factors. Baby boomers, super easy to sell to. They're kind of hands off. So I don't know if they're a joy to work with because I never talk to them. And maybe that's why they don't buy multiple times, but they refer business. So it's strange, but we can easily see like who is the person that seems to be not only fitting these boxes, and you can come up with your own qualification criteria. These are just common ones that from a sales perspective, and even like I love working with my clients' perspective, who is the right fit? So at the end of the day, the goal is I want you to be 100% clear on who your market is. So when I go through this exercise, maybe I come up with this criteria. Who is my hyper-focused 20% of my market that are going to spend the most, are going to be my most profitable client, and they're going to buy over and over and over again? Well, their annual revenue is over $1 million. They have a profit margin higher than 30%. They're a service-based business. They have a small team. They've been in business at least 3 years. They're coachable. They're accountable. They have other traits like they're innovative thinkers, like they're willing to try new things. They're willing to be the first to the market that does something different and shake things up a bit. And they want to lead and shape their industry. So they have this aspiration to not only be the best, but lead others in doing well as well. Who is not my customer? They're less than $1 million in annual revenue. It's hard to sell if they're less than $1 million. Maybe I have a high ticket price point. Maybe there's an investment that they need to make in advertising. If they go below that $1 million threshold, it's tough. Like it's a little too much. They sell products that are less than 100. So maybe they have the profit margin, but if they don't have products that are less than 100, maybe it's just not the best fit for me, or they don't seem to spend more. They don't seem to be repeat customers. No startups and no mature businesses. I can't work with people that don't have a team. If there's a lot of managers and a lot of cooks in the kitchen, it's hard to work with them because I have to get them to agree and I have to get everyone to be accountable, and they're not. So not the best fit for me. If the CEO or the owner or the president just wants a lifestyle business, they want a business with a comfortable life, they want to pay their team, and that's it. That's great for them. It's just not the fit for me. And if they are risk averse, if they are like, we are going to have a Yellow page advertisement. We are going to have a flyer that's going to go in the mail once a year and a calendar that sticks on the refrigerator. And that's our marketing budget. Mm, they're not the best fit for the type of work I do. You have to be able to experiment. You have to be able to try new things. You have to be okay with failing. And those people, not a fan. Even if they're learning, they're still like, well, that's not right. That's not going to happen again. Not my people. Okay. So now if you go to this link, Leah, let me put this link. Leah, can you put this link in the chat? So this is where you can download the customer matrix. So just let me show you what it looks like. So if you go to this link and you see, this is, don't look at that. That's like where we are. It'll be like a mirror in a fun house. It's like, boom, 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 boom. Don't look at that. But you go to the bottom and you can click this button, get a copy of my customer matrix. When you click that button, it will pull this PDF up and you can download it. You can download this and use it as many times as you want. You can say, this is the difference between women of a certain age. Like, what is our real demographic? This doesn't have to be just demographic types. This could be values. This could be belief systems. This could be anything that helps you understand the demographics, the psychographics, or the behaviors of your most profitable customer. Dump it in here. You can do as many as you want. If you like to print it out, you can print it out and write in it, and you can just do it. If you want to select the little boxes, you can select the little boxes. Do not do it in the browser. So if you go to this page and you click the link, download it on your desktop. Because if you go through it and you do it in your browser, some browsers don't save your changes. So I want you to do it where you can save it. So we're going to take a minute, and what we're going to do now is we are going to give you time to work on your business. We're not going to do 25 minutes, but I want to explain this thing called the Pomodoro Technique. This is a good method if you are very busy, if there are things that you want to get accomplished in your life, in your business, but you just don't have 2 days to block off to get it done. So you can do what's called the Pomodoro Technique. It's meant to be a 2-hour block of time, but the best way that I found for me to work on it is if I have something in my business and it's like, oh my gosh, I have this big, massive, daunting task and I can't even wrap my head around it. But I will block out a half an hour every day dedicated to that thing. So maybe it's sales growth. Maybe it's just say improving sales in my business. I don't know what I'm going to work on, but I'm going to work on a half an hour every day dedicated to improving the sales in my business. The way you do it is you set a timer. There's apps you can do, focus apps, focus bars, Pomodoro techniques. Just set a timer on your phone for 25 minutes. Honor and respect the time that you block out on your calendar and do the work. Pick the first best thing. What's the first thing you can do? Maybe okay, let me figure out who my most profitable customer is. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to give myself 25 minutes to do it. Dedication, no distraction, absolutely just going to work on it. So what we're going to do is there are links in the chat. So everyone should see a link for this download. If you don't see the link, this is the link, marleynonami.com/sales1. So this is the first session of a 10-part sales series. So this is sales 1. Download the PDF, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to work on this part of your business, starting now. Sorry, I'm not a DJ, so I had to abruptly stop the music. I don't know how to do it. So anyway, I wanted to make sure that you guys had any questions that you have answered. And I want to make sure that you understand enough so you can take action and understand what action you are taking. If you want to share, you can post in the chat. If not, you are more than welcome to share it with your team, share it amongst yourself if you are just a mighty team of one. If you have any questions, you can always post it in the chat. And I want to make sure that you know that I love you all. I believe in you all. I think this is going to be an incredible year. I think most of us kind of are still adjusting from 2020, which kind of lingered into 2021, and we're over it. Like we're ready to have great wins. And I commend you all for being here. Thank you so much for your time. And this is the first part. So we are going to do this every week, except for spring break, on Tuesday on LinkedIn as a part of a 10-part sales series on LinkedIn. If you have any questions, you have my contact information right here. And I would be more than happy to answer questions if you go through this process later and you're like, what did she say? It'll be here, but you can always reach out. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.